Hey there, I've seen lots of graduate program roles pass my screen in the last week or so, and I bet you have too. Lots of exciting opportunities for enthusiastic high achievers to take advantage of. But there's no way to sugarcoat the truth, and that is that there are way more people looking for jobs right now than there are job opportunities. So this week, I wanted to talk through a concept that I highly recommend you put in place, or just at least consider putting in place, even if you are liking your chances of getting your hands on one of those amazing graduate roles. Now, the concept that I wanted to talk about is called finding a side door. And you might be wondering what that means. Well, think about it this way. When everyone is trying to fit through the front door, sending off job applications to the same few positions being advertised on the same graduate jobs websites, you want to make sure you hedge your bets and spend some of your time looking for a side door into a company that you really want to work for. And the reason for this is that the front door is always going to be jam-packed with job applications. But the side door, well, it will almost always be less crowded there. Now, finding a side door has worked really well for me in my own career. I've found work experience that way, and it's also how I moved from working in financial services over to a tech startup, which was something I had zero background in, but that I really wanted to have a go at. Now, I didn't bother applying for tech industry jobs because I never thought I'd get one. So instead, I found a side door that led me straight to a hiring manager so that I could make my pitch directly without being compared to scores of other candidates. So let's talk about how you can go about finding a side door into a company that you really want to work for. Now, I'm presuming here that you have a list of 10 to 20 companies that you would love to work for. It's something that I've talked about and recommended before. So if you don't, that's step one. So start by writing down the names of businesses that tick the boxes for you in terms of being an industry that you want to work in, or having a specific client list that you want to work on, or that's focused on a type of product or a project, or even has a value system that appeals to you. Now, once you've got that list of businesses, you can get back to focused on finding your side door. And the very first thing you're going to do is work out if you know anyone who works for the companies or within the industry that you want to work in. Obviously, it makes sense that the first place you go in terms of looking for a side door is from within your existing networks. But you want to think broadly here. Maybe you don't know anyone who works for those companies exactly, but perhaps you do know someone from the industry, someone who works for a client or a supplier, for example, who you can talk to about perhaps introducing you to the right person from within the company that you do want to work for. And your connection, your contact point, doesn't have to be from your work experience or your employment history. It might be someone that you play in a sports team with, or a friend's parent, or a university lecturer, for example. Now, another thing you can do if you're not sure who might be able to connect you is to go onto LinkedIn and search for the name of the companies on your list that you want to work for. So let's say you want to work at Google for argument's sake. I mean, who doesn't want to work for Google? But I digress. When you search Google on LinkedIn, what you'll see is a list of people who work there and how they are connected to you. So they might be a second or third tier connection, for example. But what you can do is click on those names to find out how you are connected to them. Who is it that you know who is connected to a Google employee, for example? So this tactic is a great one for helping you learn where you might already have some links, some side doors into those companies that you want to work for that you didn't already know about. So repeat the process of searching for the company name on LinkedIn for each of those businesses on your list, and note down all the names of the people who you might be able to call on to help you connect to that company. Now, another opportunity to find a side door is through a direct approach. And I don't know what you've heard before, but directly approaching people is something that has really brought me a lot of success. Now, I've tried cold emailing both via LinkedIn and by Google searching to find the email address of the person that I wanted to work for or work with. And then I've just sent them a straight out cold email. Now, I'd be lying if I said I had 100% success with cold email. However, it has always surprised me how many people respond when you just contact them directly. So LinkedIn can be a great resource for this tactic too, because whether you're contacting someone via LinkedIn or via direct email, LinkedIn can really help you find the right person to contact so that you don't waste your time. Now, there are some things you can do to increase your chance of getting a response via cold email. And I'm going to do a whole video about this because being able to send a cold pitch to someone and get a response is quite a skill. But for now, I'll give you the top tips, and that is to keep your email short and get straight to the point. Start by introducing yourself and state why you are relevant. Explain what you are seeking from them and why you have contacted them specifically, and be super specific here. And then close with a really clear call to action, which prompts them to respond about whether they have or don't have any opportunities for you. You want to know so that you can strike them off your hit list if it's something that's never going to work out. Now, we've talked about finding opportunities or side doors via your existing networks, and we've talked about going beyond your current network to target companies that you would really love to work for. So I hope this concept has really inspired you to take a proactive approach to finding a job without just relying on graduate roles that you see advertised. Now, what I suggest you do is make a list of all your potential leads, all those potential side doors that are going to that you're going to be able to use to unlock opportunities for you, and that are going to bring you roles that might be really exciting and circumvent that whole recruitment process, which can be stressful and fraught at the best of times. Now, if you have any questions at all, as always, you can DM me on Instagram or even just write a comment, and I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.